You're standing at the counter with a coffee in one hand, your phone in the other. The total pops up. You tap. It's over before your brain even finishes the thought. Did I really need that pastry too? And the weird part is, you don't feel anything. No little sting. No moment of ouch. Just a clean, quiet swipe into the day. Then later, you're scrolling at night, and a delivery app somehow turns into a full meal, plus a dessert, plus a small fee that's never small. Tap, tap, tap. Your bank account takes the hit in silence, like it's trying not to wake you up. And when the monthly statement finally shows up, it feels like opening a letter from a stranger who's been living in your name. Here's how it usually shows up. The first thing you'll notice is how easy it is to spend when the spending doesn't interrupt your mood. You're in a good vibe. You're a little tired. You're rewarding yourself for surviving the day. And the payment moment is so smooth it barely counts as a moment. You don't even pause long enough to ask, is this worth it? You just continue. The second pattern is more subtle. You start treating small purchases like they don't exist. 5 here, 12 there, 29 for something you swear is basically free. It's not one big mistake. It's 1,000 tiny ones wearing a trench coat. And the third one? This is the one that hits hardest. The regret arrives late. Not when you buy it, not when you tap. It arrives days later, when you can't quite remember what the money even turned into. And that gap between I bought and I felt creates this eerie emotional whiplash. Like you're being punished for a decision you don't remember making. Now let's talk about where this actually comes from. Your brain wasn't designed to understand money as numbers on a screen. For most of human history, paying was physical. You gave something up. Coins left your hand. Bills left your wallet. You watched your resources shrink in real time. That little discomfort had a purpose. Psychologists call it the pain of paying. Not pain like tragedy, pain like friction. Like the tiny, are you sure, that lives in your body. Cash made that friction unavoidable. You saw it, you felt it, you had to count it. And counting is a kind of respect. It forces you to notice. But in 2025, in a lot of places, cash isn't just optional. It's starting to feel weird. Like showing up to a party with a flip phone. Everything is tap. Everything is stored. Everything is instant. And instant is the enemy of reflection. So here's the core concept: reduced salience. That just means the cost doesn't feel real in the moment. It's like the price is wearing camouflage. And there's a second piece: weakened friction cues. Those are the tiny speed bumps that used to slow you down. Opening your wallet, handing over bills, waiting for change, signing, even hearing the cash register slam shut like a final decision. Tap removes the ceremony. And without a ceremony, the brain files the purchase as barely an event. And this is where it gets interesting. Your brain learns from feelings, not facts. If spending doesn't hurt, your brain doesn't label it as risky. It labels it as safe, normal, easy. And what's easy becomes your default, especially when you're stressed, lonely, bored, or just trying to feel something on a Tuesday. But here's the part nobody talks about. When paying becomes painless, buying turns into emotional regulation. Not because you're shallow, not because you're irresponsible, because it works. For a second. Tap to pay isn't just a payment method, it's a mood lever. You feel low, you buy something, you feel a little spark. A package is coming, a treat is on the way. A version of you is being taken care of. And if you grew up in an environment where comfort was inconsistent, where rewards were rare, where you had to create your own sense of safety, then quick, frictionless rewards can feel like relief, like control. like, at least I can do something. The purchase becomes a tiny promise. I've got you. But the cost is delayed. And delayed consequences create a strange psychological trap. In the moment, you get the comfort without the weight. Later, you get the weight without the comfort. That's how you end up cycling between impulse and regret. Impulse says, this will help. Regret says, why did I do that? And in the middle is this foggy blank space where you don't feel like the person who tapped. That's not you being broken. That's you being human in a system designed to make spending feel like nothing. So what do you do with this? The first shift is simple but powerful. You have to put the feeling back into paying. Not guilt, not shame, just presence. Before you tap, pause for one breath and say the number out loud. Quietly, even in your head. That's $18. Not, it's fine. Not, it's just. Say the truth. Numbers are reality. Your brain needs reality. The second shift is to create a tiny speed bump that's yours. Maybe it's moving non-essentials to a card that's not on your phone. Maybe it's turning off one click. Maybe it's a rule like, if I wouldn't buy it with cash, I don't tap for it. You're not trying to make life harder. You're trying to make choices visible again. And the third shift is the deepest. Ask what you're actually paying for. Not the item, the feeling. Am I paying for convenience or avoidance? Am I paying for a treat or a way to not feel empty for an hour? Am I paying for the thing or for the fantasy that tomorrow me will be more together? When you can name the emotion, you stop outsourcing your comfort to a checkout screen. Here's what I want you to take away. If tap to pay makes you feel nothing, it's not because you don't care. It's because the world got very good at removing the moment where caring used to happen. So give that moment back to yourself. One breath, one pause, one honest number. Because your money isn't just money. It's your future time, your future freedom, your future softness. And you deserve to feel present when you trade pieces of your life away. If this felt like it was written about you, you are not alone. Subscribe to Inner World. We explore the patterns that make us human.